HQ Weekend, I'm Kait Parker, alongside Reynolds Wolf and Dr. Greg Postel, killing it on a Saturday morning for you, getting you ready.
That's right, and it's going to be a morning that's full of a lot of stories. We got plenty to share with you, and well, I'll tell you, it goes from the tornadic activity to the heat and the cold.
And the cold and the snow.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to have some snow again in New England and also in parts of the Midwest today. Oh my gosh, it's almost April. What's going on?
I know.
We got to get to the big picture. We got to get you on top of what's happening. Take a look at this. Snow showers and really cold temperatures across New England this morning.
Yeah, but this doesn't stay there. I mean, this stuff is contagious. Yeah. I mean, look at this. Boom, like a virus. The cold air makes its way across the Great Lakes, Detroit, Chicago. Back in Indianapolis, it is shiver time for a lot of people.
Shiver time and heat time in the West. We know it's been hot there for so long, and it's also going to be dry for the next couple days, so everybody's got a little bit of something, I guess, right?
A little bit of something for everybody. We want that zonal flow back. Not going to happen in Indianapolis this morning. Currently, you are in the teens. Your record low stands at 16 degrees. Your forecast is to get close to that. We'll see if we get that record low. I don't know, but those wind chills, regardless, are in the single digits. Please, please, please try and bundle up this morning if you're going for that morning walk. It'll feel different than it did yesterday. How about the rest of this spring freeze happening in the east? Boy, oh boy, the northeast, you're feeling it. Look at the temperature change. Now, you may have gone to bed last night and maybe you had your thermostat set at a cooler temperature. Maybe you had the AC on, and that was a bad choice because this morning it is 14 degrees colder than you were yesterday morning in Syracuse at 20 degrees. New York, you're 3 degrees colder. Philly, 5 degrees colder. State College, 13 degrees colder. Pittsburgh, 18 degrees colder than you were just 24 hours ago. So that cold air has crept on in. It's going to be sticking around throughout your Saturday. In fact, take a look at your wind chill. It's only 1 in Pittsburgh right now. State College, it's only 12. New York, 29. Caribou, 4 degrees is what it feels like outside. Here's the culprit, this jet stream that just won't stop. It's got this big old ridge over the west, keeping all that nice warmth focused there. In the east, that big old dip is just that fence that allows all the cold air out of Canada. That's exactly what we're going to continue to watch happen into the weekend. In fact, you're going to be 15 to 25 degrees below average. So if you need to adjust those weekend plans, it's time to do it now. If you're planning an outdoor barbecue, make sure everybody brings their jackets and their gloves to it, Reynolds. For all the snow that Massachusetts saw, which we know was a lot of it, the state's governor wants a snow disaster declaration for 10 counties in the state.
You know, it really isn't that surprising when you think about it, given the record snowfall places like Boston that they had this season. Winter weather expert Tom Nizzle is going to recap Boston's snowy winter for us. Take a listen.
Man, so many records, Reynolds. I gotta tell you what, look at the number. This is just record snow, not in February, not in January, but in March.
I know, it's ridiculous to see these numbers spin up. I mean, 641. Good gosh. Daily records, monthly records, again, we're getting close to the mid-40s. We are in the mid-40s. Staggering stuff, folks, that we're dealing with. No question about it. Then you look at the record highs for the month of March, 81. And then how about those record lows?
The record high low. So this is the warmth, basically, that we were looking at across March. And we broke 158. That means the temperature at night is staying so warm that it broke 158 records. But what about the cold?
Well, it's
this is the warmth still. This is,
the daily high. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. This is like, oh my gosh.
These are all in the West, mind you.
1,838.
Yeah, all but one of them probably in the West there that we have those going on because you have all that warmth there. We know how cold it is in the East by comparison, and that's where we get the record cold in March daily. 882 record low highs and 776 record lows.
Absolutely crazy. Absolutely. And then look at the high, you look at the comparison from the heat records to the cold records, and there you go. You watch the numbers spin. It's like we're in a bad dream in Vegas. Take a look at that. 3,648 heat records. How many colds do we have?
Only 1,600. I mean, what do you think? Is this surprising to you?
I think all of this is surprising to me.
Waking up this morning reading this is ridiculous. It's surprising that we broke so many heat records. Not out west, though, because whether you're... let's go ahead and shift gears there.
Okay.
If you're in the market for a new car or you just want to browse, the Atlanta International Auto Show is the place to see the latest car trends.
That's right. And as Anna Rodriguez found out this year, for many car makers, it is all about being green.
Coming up in 20 minutes, we're going to talk about Earth Hour.
Indeed we are. And why the World Wildlife Fund says this one event can make a huge difference across the world and what they hope to achieve by getting people to turn off the lights for just 1 hour today.
Just 1 hour. That's all we need. Millions of folks, though, are under this freeze this morning. We've got a lot. Okay, so we've got to kind of get the light at the end of the tunnel. That's what we've got a tunnel that we've got to go through, but you're telling me there's a chance that there's a light at the end of it.
Yeah, you know, actually, going back in the weather maps, and this was somewhat surprising, perhaps to many, that it has not been that cold this winter in the southeast. We had our shot for about 3 weeks in February, which was really bad. But for much of this area, the mid-south, really it's been above average more often than not. The place that's been so hard hit has been the northeast.
Right.
You know, with all the snow and the cold. That's where it's been.
And once again, they're cold this morning.
And once again, they're cold this morning. And you can see that on the charts here because, Kate, this is a water vapor image. This is a high altitude wind flow. You know that. And it comes down around like that. Anytime you have something like a ridge trough pattern like that, that's the warm, cold dipole that we've seen so often this year. And it's going to stick around at least for a good chunk of next week. Because if you look at it right now, this is kind of in the hemispheric view. We're looking all the way out in the Pacific there in the Atlantic. The biggest ridge trough couplet anywhere in the Western Hemisphere is over us.
Right here.
Bingo.
What we want is more of a zonal flow. We just want that nice little even, steady equalizer for everybody with the jet.
Now, wouldn't that be better if we could just maybe make it not so hot in the west and not so cold in the east, flatten things out, as you say? There's hope. There is hope, but it's going to take a little while to get there. But it's going to stair-step its way out because we're going to have to still be dealing with that northwest flow in the jet stream tomorrow. We've got a little clipper system moving through, and tomorrow night as well. There's going to be some rain and snow showers in the Great Lakes and parts of the Northeast. And Monday, that's clipper number 1.
So where it's not snowing, it's still going to be a miserable cold rain.
Exactly, exactly. Kind of a winter-esque feel there. And then Monday night, another little clipper moving through that same northwest flow. Right? Here it comes. We've seen this again, right? Yeah. I don't think there's going to be a ton of accumulating snow, but still wintry feel, no doubt about it.
Okay, so we get that. Okay, so we've got these. This is the tunnel that we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Where's the light?
Well, look at by Wednesday.
Is there a light?
There is. There is. Wasn't there a song in Tangled? I can see the light. I don't know, whatever. That was a great movie. But there's a, you know, the pattern is starting to show signs that from time to time it's going to flatten out. This is just next Wednesday. Warm air is going to be punching to the mid-Atlantic and the southeast. Still the northeast hanging on to cold, but not quite as warm in the northwest. So you start to see things maybe trying to balance it out. Right. This is a part of that stair step, which as we go through, I think the early part of April, we'll see more and more of this warmer here and warmer in the plains, not so cold in the Great Lakes. And eventually, I think by even beyond this time period in the middle of the month, we're going to see things warm back up in the Northeast too. Hold on.
Light at the end of the tunnel. We can do it. We just got to get it through a few more of those clipper systems. Right. And folks are just trying to get things under control outside as well. That's why we have Reynolds.
What's interesting about Moore, Oklahoma is you have to know with their history, they've become almost an epicenter of tornadic activity. So they're really in tune with what happens in terms of the forecast.
They're experts. They're all experts on it.
They have. They've become that way. They're very, very they're very knowledgeable when it comes to this tornadic activity. Unfortunately, something they didn't want to deal with. But when it happens, when they occur, they're prepared.